Hello. Hey guys, and welcome back to another corner of my room. And before you're asking, yes, I did lower myself in the frame just so you could see all of my posters. We have over here 10 Things I Hate About You. This tiny one is from Everything Everywhere All at Once. We have Heather's, The Craft, and this is from Luna, which is a group that I like. But that's beside the point. So hi, welcome back. Serious mode. It's just work, it's fine. Alright guys, so today we're going to be talking about a topic kind of serious. As you can tell from the title, we're going to be talking about the upcoming HBO original, The Idol. Now, unless you've been living under a rock the past couple years, you've definitely heard about the show by now. It's co-created by HBO and A24. Co-created by Abel Tesfaye, formerly known as The Weeknd, entrepreneur Reza Fahim, and of course, Sam Levinson of Euphoria fame. Today we're going to take a deeper look into what exactly happened to this once incredibly promising show that led to it receiving a whopping 9% on Rotten Tomatoes after advanced screenings at the 76th Annual Cannes Film Festival. Originally directed by Amy Seimetz, The Idol was originally meant to be a satire based on an up-and-coming pop singer portrayed by Lily Rose Depp, who starts a complicated relationship with an LA club owner and, unbeknownst to her, the secret leader of a cult portrayed by Abel himself. When the show was first announced, Francesca Orsi, the executive vice president of programming at HBO, said, "When the multi-talented Abel Tesfaye, Reza Fahim, and Sam Levinson brought us The Idol, it was clear their subversive, revelatory take on the cult of the music industry was unlike anything HBO had ever done before." Shortly after, the brilliant duo of Joe Epstein and Amy Seimetz joined forces with the rest of the team, and this dream became a reality. The already star-studded cast grew to include big names in the industry such as Troye Sivan, Jennie of Blackpink, Dan Levy, and Rachel Sennett. Even Alexa Demi, breakout star of Sam Levinson's other hit show Euphoria, was set to reprise her role as Maddie Perez in this show, as the two are set in the same universe. However, in April of 2022, the first major issues behind the scenes started to appear. Amy Sennett, the director of the show, as well as a highly anticipated up-and-coming actress that was cast in the show, Susanna Sun, were suddenly announced to have left the show following a change in its creative direction. Having already been in production for months at that time, allegedly everything but the finale episode had already been filmed. It was also reported that Abel allegedly didn't like the female perspective that was slowly becoming more prominent within the show. In Amy's absence, Levinson stepped into the director role for the show and pretty much scrapped the entire thing. He instead opted to first rewrite and then reshoot every single episode and start over from scratch. Surprisingly enough, the synopsis of the show also changed slightly. It now read to be about a troubled but already established pop star struggling to find herself. After she has a mental breakdown or nervous breakdown which causes her tour to become cancelled, she decides, she needs to make a change. She suddenly decides to reclaim her title as the sexiest pop star in America, which then leads into her relationship with Abel's character. And in the now infamous Rolling Stone article, members of the cast and crew were quick to report the chaos that ensued on set after these changes took place. Now, I am going to give a trigger warning here for sexual assault and sexual abuse, because sadly, that's kind of what the show turned into, so if that's too much for you, I would suggest clicking off the video. If you do want to continue watching, then do be warned. One of the first things that came out of the article was that the cast and crew alleged being the key word. Cast and crew were quick to allege that the show took on more of a rapey vibe after these rewrites took place, and some even dubbed it as torture porn, and others saying something along the lines of a rape fantasy rooted in toxic masculinity. Abel followed up by tweeting a clip from the show where they're shading Rolling Stone pretty much, adding the company, and tweeting, "Did we upset you?" After that, things kind of quieted down a little bit as production raged on, and then finally, we come to the Cannes Film Festival. On Monday, May 22nd, the first 2 episodes of the TV show premiered at Cannes Film Festival for some reason, making it the first TV show to premiere at the festival in its history. Despite the almost unspoken obligatory standing ovation at the end of the premiere, critics were quick to pan the show online afterwards. Its initial score on Rotten Tomatoes after its premiere was 20%, quickly dropping to a mere 9. The critic consensus on Rotten Tomatoes was, and I quote, "Every bit as florid and sleazy as the industry it seeks to satirize, The Idol places itself on a pedestal with unbridled style, but wilts under the spotlight." Yikes. Critics who watched the premiere also called the show underwhelming, uninspired, sleazy, vulgar, and cliche. It was also quoted as being above all a self-excusing presentation of rape culture. Best friend of the show, Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone? Are they a little irrelevant?
Claimed that the show was way, way worse than you've anticipated, with 2 ways for emphasis. As of now, when I'm filming, the critic score did rise slightly to 17%. However, at this moment, it is still the lowest rated HBO series of all time. And just a reminder that that Velma show does exist. So unfortunately, this video was not fun really to write. And truthfully, my anger watching all the reviews come in and reading Sam Levinson's responses to some of them just drove me to put this video out ahead of its release. The show is still set to premiere to the general public on HBO Max, or sorry, to Max. The dog, woof. It's still set to premiere on Max on June 4th. And if this show and its premise disgusts you as much as it does to me, I beg you not to hate watch it. The corporations do not care if you're watching the show and hating it, or if you're watching the show and loving it. All they care about is that they're getting those streams, and they're getting those clicks, and they're getting those views. While doing press at the Cannes Film Festival, Sam Levinson even went on record to say that after all the negative press and the backlash on the Rolling Stones article, he still thinks that he's going to have the biggest show of the summer. So if you want to do something positive to directly combat this show, I do have resources in the bio for support for victims of sexual abuse and violence, as well as how to support the writer's strike that is still going on at this time. So that's all I have for you guys this time. If you did stick around to the end, I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Bye. I'm tired.